So about 15 years ago, I was given the position of a literacy specialist at my high school. And I think it's just because, I don't know why, but I was. And I had no particular background in literacy other than I had taught English language learners at middle school. And so maybe they thought I knew a little bit from that. And so we started a literacy program for high school students, and they had not. These are kids who had were identified as having problems with reading, but had gone all the way through middle school without those problems being addressed. And so I got them as ninth graders. And you can imagine how thrilled they were to be in a reading class in high school. So, because, they would call it the dummy class, and they mixed learning support and mainstream kids in there together. So anyway, so I was, fortunately, all the high schools were doing the same thing. I had a lovely group of colleagues, and my colleagues and I decided that if we were going to survive the year, which seemed doubtful at the beginning, because the kids really hated the class, and they hated us by extension, that we really needed to figure out how to hook them in. And so that's what began my deep dive into young adult literature. I hadn't really known it before then. I'm so old that it, as a genre, it was, you kind of went from, when I was a kid, you went from kids' books to adult books, and there was nothing in between. So anyway, so we really started, and then I discovered that I liked them and that I wanted, in my little hoarder way, to have books that I didn't feel like this district was providing enough. We got maybe $300 as a budget, and that bought 20 books. And I had kids that were hard to, I kept trying. So do you like sports? What kind of sport? Like, would you be interested in reading about a kid that So I started really, I would go to the bookstore, to Barnes & Noble, and I would talk to the young adult librarian, not librarian, but the specialist there. And anyway, just over the course of 5 years of doing that, I just took it upon myself to develop a library and to give kids time to read, and to help them see that reading is very much like singing and dancing. We all love doing it, but the reason we don't like to do it so much is because we don't think we're good at it. And if we get free of that, or if we feel we're good at it, we'll do it. We'll do it around anybody. I feel dancing's very much that way. Everybody likes to move around, right? Everybody likes to read too. You just have to find your books.